So that is the letter from the World Funny Farm Footsies Championship Commissioner trying to de-seat me with deceit and rules changing. Well, I think it is time to change the rules. I think there's a lot of other rules that we can think about changing as well, including perhaps the Electoral College, don't you think? But maybe it's time to rethink some of those rules. Just because we've been doing it that way for decades doesn't mean that's the way we should be doing it. So, but that's one of the letters that I have here in my notes. I've been writing these during my tour, and I think it's time to catch up here. I've got to read it because I was sober that whole time and I don't know what any of this says. So, scapegoating is blood magic. I think I've been over that. The blood of God is infinite. If they say that, they believe in blood magic. Ask them about the magic blood of God, and if atonement is through blood, because that is a violent thought. We should bring no violence. That should be one of the promises of religion, is that it promises to bring no violence into your life. If it brings new violences, what's the use of it? It's going to get you hurt. Another crazy thing that our Christian brothers do is they have these cognitive dissonances in their brains, and so we need to cure them of it. And the easiest way to help our Christian and other religiously wrong brethrens and sistrens is to let them run all the way from one side of a cognitive dissonance to the other. And here's one. This isn't the only one, but here's one to illustrate what I'm talking about. There's an idea in the Christian scriptures that you should love God, that God is worthy of your love, that God should be loved. It's something you must do. There's also an idea that you should fear God. God is worthy of your fear, and if you don't do it, you're in danger. You must fear God. And then there's a third idea that says love and fear cannot exist together in the same mind at the same time. They ask you to do two things at the same time and then say you can't. And so if you get them to go from one side of that cognitive dissonance to the other, that's when they'll understand what's wrong. And it comes through an idea that I would like to talk about in its confession. Confession is very important. Here it is, because it is a necessary step in moving forward. And a lot of these times, these people are stuck in a world where they're not allowed to confess. They're not allowed to confess that their God was drunk when he made the universe. They're not allowed to confess that their God lies, or that their God is a murderer. And so because they can't confess it, they can never get to the next step, which is deal with the reality of it. And so they are kept in this perpetual non-confessional state. The words are stolen from them. And it's only when you hear your own mouth be really fucking stupid that you want to stop. It can happen in your head and you can't really tell. Yeah, really stupid. But then when you say it out loud in front of people, then you've got to be embarrassed about it. So confession is a very important step. Confessing that God was not perfect. Confessing that this world was not created perfect. Confessing that we are not needed to be perfect. It's very necessary. You can't skip it. And it's a bottleneck of growth. Because they get you stuck in there, you keep going back around in this loop. And if you feel like you're in a loop, confess it. And you'll find your way out. It's a necessary step. Unfortunately, we live in this world where not all jobs are one-player jobs. Some of these jobs take more than one player. I only have two hands. So I was working on a sink the other day, and I had to hold the sink in place, and I also had to go underneath and screw it in. And I couldn't do it. It wasn't a two-handed job. I needed three hands to do that job. So we have to remember that some of these are three-hand jobs, and they require help. I think I got that one. You didn't even see that joke coming, did you? Right? You didn't know it was going to end on three-hand jobs. Did you? The punchline is three-hand jobs. Did you see it? It was a punchline. It was a joke. Three-hand jobs. Because my dick's so big it takes three hands. Or I want three-hand jobs in a row. It's a three-hand job. No? Alright. These are the jokes, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus. I trust you like your heroin. I don't know what to do with that.